Hi, I'm Jale. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a general collective reading for sign of Libra for February 2020. So Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Mercury, Ascendant, whichever is prevalent in your natal chart and you identify with. Okay, so we're going to link in with Spirit first of all, and obviously bring some information forward that they'd like to share with you guys. Then we're going to use the Archangel Power Tarot cards to read for the month of February for Libra, and then we're going to be utilising Oracle cards for outcomes. Let's just get a link, see what they want to bring. Oh goodness, and here we go. You guys don't know what you're choosing yet, right? Okay, indecision, recalibration of a wank. I just keep saying that Libra scales. I'm going to just tell you what they've said to me. Karmic desserts. Karmic desserts. There's definitely some karmic rebalance going on with you guys. It's like what you've reaped, you're sowing this month. Yeah, there's totally a recalibration of a weighing scale and or a judgment. It's like the efforts of what you've put in is now, there's a reckoning. It's like there's a judgment period. It's like whatever you've been putting your energy and time into, a karmic cycle is being closed out, and or you're seeing the effects and the fruit of that. You're reaping the rewards or effects of that situation, and they're just saying all will be revealed. I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm just going to say it as it is. I feel like if you guys have been really undecided about something, that's going to trip you up. I'm just going to keep it real with you. Now, that's not to say you must make a decision now, because sometimes when you make that kind of a decision just for the sake of knowing that information, that's not helping you either. Because it's not just about flicking a coin. It's about making the decision, but knowing you've made the right decision, rather than going, the psychic told me I've got to make a decision, otherwise something's going to happen. And I'm just going to make this decision now because I don't want to deal with that. This is not about cutting corners. This is about making the right decision, not just kind of... This isn't cheat mode like this. It's like life hack, you know. It's meant to be done. You guys are given the Libran indecision for a reason. Usually it's because you're in your heads and you're not understanding the connection between head and heart. So you need to start recalibrating this energy if you haven't already done so, and looking at the real and understanding why you're undecided. So it's not just about the decision, working out why you're not decided on it, you know, because I think that's going to give you more insight. They're saying now pull the cards. Okay, so Libra. The Tower. Yeah, the Tower. The old paradigm is being broken down. Okay, the old paradigm is a sudden change in your environment in the month of February that is going to cause you to look at everything differently. Okay, now I'm going to be really honest with you. The decision comes after that. All right. I kind of feel like probably this has happened because you didn't make a decision, just going to be real. And so that's why they brought in the Tower moment, because it's like, will you just make a decision? So let's have a look what comes up after that. But there's definitely, because we've got the Ten of Pentacles here as well. So whatever your legacy, whatever you viewed as long term, whatever you would put if you'd have placed a bet on this and gone, that's definitely my legacy, that's definitely long term what's going to happen for me, probably isn't, because it's all changed. We've got Tower and the Ten of Pentacles. So this is heavy hitting energy. This is not, I went to the corner shop and there was 4 different varieties of bread that I couldn't decide to take. This is like major. This is you've got 1 major arcana and 1 10 completion energy, which heavy hitting, you know. So there's definitely some kind of major recalibration that's going to be taking place, all right? And then a decision will need to be made. 7 of Swords, okay? So there's a loss of some sort. all right? There's a loss of some sort. There's a change, a theft, something that is not as it seems, all right? There's a seemed disloyalty and or a loss or a theft of something that you thought was realistic and or was true. This also could be someone wearing a mask, someone that's maybe identity is not as... And now this doesn't have to be someone that's deliberately trying to fool you. This could be someone that's wearing a mask that doesn't know they're wearing a mask as well. So just bear that one in mind. Don't sort of go guns blazing. But that can also be the case. It could be that they're more in alignment with their ego self as opposed to their true self. And then we've got Epiphany, okay, which I think is Hermit. Let me just double check. We're not going to make the same mistake as Virgo. Yeah, it's Hermit. This is the Hermit energy. So we've got someone that is avoiding making a decision, all right? So you've got a major shift around a legacy and or very, very strong commitment and or job, something that was totally grounded in your reality, that was a normal thing, like a long-term career or a long-term relationship. That is changing. There's like a major change when it comes to that, okay? The major change also has something to do with someone that may not have been as honest as what they were appearing to be, and also someone that may not be forthcoming with the truth. So you could have had a slight revelation around this energy, but the full truth hasn't been revealed yet. So you guys, it feels like there's quite a lot going on. It's like whatever you'd bet your kind of life on, maybe at the beginning of February, it's probably not how the end of February is going to end, or you know what you're going to be seeing. It's like there's a major transition, and the dust is yet to settle yet, because it feels like there's more changes on the way, and it's not meant. Don't forget, this is not meant to be like, oh my goodness, scare tactics. Oh my goodness, tower moment. Let's just, you know. This is usually to help you. This is usually to help you. Now, let's say, for example, this tower moment with this 10 of Pentacles, which is maybe a legacy, a long-term career and or relationship that is now essentially crumbling away. What it's saying is it doesn't serve you anymore. So what it's saying is that, let's say if the tower moment hadn't happened, you'd have been in an illusion because it wasn't real. It's not real. So they're removing everything that isn't real, so you can create what is real, and you can have what is real, which is in alignment with your truth, you know. Because don't forget, this is the year of number 4 year. So this is about recalibration of you, not just in some... Because don't forget, the previous year was a 3 year, which was usually where there's external influences. There's like a kind of recalibration of the self. This year is about a productivity of and a rebuilding of the self, you know, where you're starting as you mean to go on. So obviously they're not going to allow things to remain in your life that are definitely not going to serve you. And what they're saying is we want to alleviate that now, rather than you to sort of carry on thinking this is your long term, and it's not. And you're in this false hopes type of energy. They want to try and bring you what is rightfully yours. You've got peace at the bottom of the deck. They're trying to aid and assist this. It's like it's not meant to harm you or hurt you. It's meant to help. Yeah, 10 of Wands. So you've now got, this is the second 10. This is a burden. So whatever this was, they're trying to remove that burden. They're trying to help you because it had come to the end of the line. It's like you probably had decided not to make a decision on this situation because, again, you're Libra. Sorry, but most Librans I know are like that. I know that's a very sweeping statement, but I'm just telling them what they're in agreement, you know. I'm not going to lie. This is something that, with the 10 of Wands, this was a heavy load that you were carrying that they're trying to alleviate, so you're not having to continue through the month bringing this weighted energy with you. It just feels like you're carrying a rucksack with rocks, and it just wasn't going to end. It was like you were just going to allow that to be the case because you felt like you should have dealt with it, or oh well, it will iron itself out. So I'll let things happen as and when. But there was a dishonesty going on here that someone wasn't acknowledging, and so Spirit have basically come in and gone, Are you actually joking? You want to move forward in this year with this situation continuing? Then no. So, as I say, there is a Tower moment here. It could be a realization of truth. It could be many different things, but there is a destruction of an old situation that is being, it's like a truth is being brought to light. There's going to be a change. It's like a destruction energy. All right. Libra. Okay, you've got decision here. You've got the decision card, number 15. So that's the devil energy. That's the devil energy. Again, this could be something that is karmic that you were addicted to, that it's like you've just kind of gone, oh, well, I don't really want to close out this cycle. I mean, I don't really want to be with this person, but I don't really want to close out this cycle. I don't really know what I'm doing. And so Spirit have gone, well, this is destructive energy, so we're just going to clear the deck here and let you then decide what you're going to do. But there's definitely something toxic and or addictive about this cycle, whatever cycle this was, where it looks to me like something that was on off, on off, on off, on off, on off, on off, over and over and over and over and over again, and there was no clear sight. Both parties probably weren't being honest with each other and or with themselves. They probably may also have one that is maybe having an awakening, that is trying to be dishonest about that because they don't know how to articulate it with the other person. So the other person's being really kind of sneaky and sort of quiet and doing their own thing, and the other person's being sneaky and quiet doing their own thing. So the Tower moments come in to go, look, this is ridiculous. You're supposed to be together. You're both operating as single people. You're both hiding things from each other. You're not communicating. This doesn't serve your soul agenda. But what draws you back is this addictive, codependent type behavior, because that's all you know. It's like this, you're scared to, it's like someone's scared to release this energy. Someone's scared to release this cycle because it means that they're going to have to be realistic with themselves. And that's why they've been putting it off. Devil energy. But it's illusionary. None of this is real. None of this relationship, this kind of connection with these two people are real. It doesn't mean anything. You've got the Seven of Swords. It's like this falseness and hiding the truth. It's like you might not, some or both of you might not know the truth of what it is that your soul's heart desires or what you truly want. And so maybe one of you was trying to figure it out and that's why you didn't decide, whereas one of you definitely is not awakened, I feel. So I feel one of you's awakened and or is going through an awakening and the other one is not. And it's like the one that's awakening is leading the other one, but it's got to the point where it's very karmic here. It's not, it could be that you're transitioning through a karmic cycle, which is why the Tower has come in to sort of really close out a cycle, because this is definitely about a karmic cycle. So this is either going to close out a cycle for you to get onto the good stuff and or close out the relationship. All right, that's what it's aimed to do. Now obviously you might turn around and go, with this devil energy, no, I don't want to release this. This is mine. I want to keep this energy because I'm scared to let this go, because it means I have to then reevaluate my own truth. And I'm going to have to really look within deep as to what I want. And I'm not comfortable doing that. And that's sometimes why these people stay in these relationships over and over and over again, because it's a distraction from looking at themselves. And so they use that as a total distraction technique, because it's genius kind of self-sabotage, but it doesn't help anyone. And usually both souls are in agreement and they're both in the same situation where they both don't want to look at their own awakening, and so they agree to stick in this situation together so that they don't ever have to do any hard work. I'm not going to tell you what my guy just said. Oh no, I can't say that. I can't say that. Oh, I've got a harsh guide today. I'm going to just say it because I can feel someone's just going, Jale, just say it. So my guide's been a bit mean. Okay, now this is not my. They're just saying, just say it, Jale, for goodness sake. So the guide's saying it's the pussy's way out. All right. Now, can't believe it. I can hear they're all laughing. I'm sorry. This is probably going to trigger someone. I apologise, but I'm just gonna. This year is about doing the hard work, okay? It means taking a hard look at yourself and looking warts and all and going, wow, that's not so great, let me change that. They're going, yeah, so get a grip. By the way, can you imagine what they're like with me? Because this is what I get with me. God help me when I ever make a mistake. I get rinsed. So this is not just you getting like, do you know what I mean? Like they're being mean to you. Trust me, they drag me. I get dragged. So don't take that personally. And yes, it is frustrating for me too, if it helps. All right, they drag me. So don't take it too personally. Don't take it too far. Don't. You know, this is not meant to. So if you're getting triggered by what I've just said. If you know you've done everything you can in your power, then that's all you can do. You can't, you know what I mean? You can't sort of magic some effort out of thin air. If you've tried your best in this situation, then that's good enough, all right? So they're being naughty now because they're trying to trigger a response in you. So just watch for that. Oh goodness me, I can hear them all. There. Yeah. So the devil. Okay. So again, they're playing devil's advocate here as well. This is not me being a nasty bitch. Don't forget these readings, there's layers to these messages, all right? And there's sometimes hidden messages. So they're playing devil's advocate here, all right? If you feel triggered by this, they're doing it deliberately for you to take note. Because it means if you're being triggered that there's something that you know you're not doing. So that's why they're saying it, all right? This is also a healing reading as well, okay? I might put at the beginning of this triggering. Don't watch if you don't want to be triggered. I've got a very strong Hayoka guide, so they don't care, you know. And trust me, I get the same thing. They're brutal with me. So yeah, devil. Okay, so you've got that darker element here, the lower vibrational element, which is about the shadow self. Okay, which is about bringing something out of the shadows for the light to heal. Which is why they're saying all this stuff. Okay, so they're not being idiots or nasty or bullying people. They're doing it because it's actually going to help you. It's a transitional, alchemical type of reactionary energy that they're saying these things deliberately for you to trigger and bring up this emotion to release, so that this tower moment you're ready to deal with, because it's coming. All right. So if you have so far understood what I'm saying and relate to it, then there is going to be an unsettling energy around the February time, where it's going to call for you to make a decision. So the more healed you are, the more able you are to make a discerned decision, as per what I mentioned at the beginning of the reading, the better your chances are. And again, decision. So, temptation as well, I'm hearing. Something may pull you back in. Maybe you had a couple of options. Maybe you've had a couple of options, excuse me, I don't want to burp. When I'm channeling this energy, sometimes I like recycle it. So it's like I transmute energy, negative energy, especially when we're talking about devil energy. So it comes out as like a burp, which is why I look like I'm burping. So I apologise if I'm burping. I'm trying not to do it on a video, obviously. Seven of Swords. So this is usually theft, and or it can be sort of hiding other parties, all right? Is there some connection, person, something that draws you back and is an energy that makes you feel like there's a temptation? Because this is possibly what causes the tower moment, is possibly what causes that legacy, that firm commitment and or job situation. So something comes in, little carrot is dangled ahead, you know, in front of you, to test you. Again, more tests to test you, but then it kind of breaks everything down based on your choice. Now, from what the cards are saying here, it suggests that you're going to end up being tempted. Now, obviously, because I've told you this, the outcome could differ. We'll look at that in a minute. But there's definitely a choice to be made here, okay? And from what they're saying to me is that they're going to be a bit sneaky with the temptation that they offer. All right, so think about cycles that have affected your relationship and or long-term prospects before, addictive behaviors, because it's probably going to be something like that. It could be that you can't choose between two lovers. And so this is where this comes in, where there's something that lures you back somewhere else and you had closed that cycle out completely, but then the door keeps opening, All right, watch for that. Yeah, there's a pause to reflect. The Seven of Pentacles is essentially something that is biding its time. Do you know, that's really weird. It's really weird that they're the staff that kid's holding there. You have invested wisely. Have patience and wait for the harvest. Review your progress and make plans for your next endeavour. So I feel like some of you may well pull back and not be pulled into that, because this is, I feel, what that suggests. But I feel some of you may do, because we've got the Five of Swords here, which is usually, it can be victorious energy. This situation doesn't serve you, release your attachment to the outcome, consider taking a more uplifting approach. So I feel like some of you may well not be sucked into that, and I feel some of you probably will. Okay, so just be aware of that kind of temptation energy. Yeah. So we've got single energy here, Nine of Pentacles. So it's like there could be a period of being single in amongst this if this is to do with another human being, another person, a choice. Okay, but this is definitely single energy, so it could well be that you end up not making that choice and end up sort of remaining single because you don't want to be suckered into a third party situation. But there's also an offering coming forward here, which is the Page of Cups. It's a new emotional situation, messages regarding relationships or social invitations, great intuitive insights. Yeah. So again, for some of you, there will be choices to make. Okay, Seven of Cups. It's like you want to reach out, but again, this could be where the devil energy is coming in. It's like you've got choices to make. So again, suggests that someone is going to probably make a decision to be tempted. And then we've also got the Sun, which can be ego. Maybe someone's sort of being drawn into an ego battle where the temptation is an ego rub. You know, maybe they want to be acknowledged by someone, and so they're doing it that way. Because we've also got the Page of Cups, this could also be about children, because we've got the Sun and the Page of Cups here. So there could be a child in amongst this situation that is, again, there's a concern, so therefore you're being pulled back into a situation with a child and or a lover, previous love interest. But there's definitely choices to be made here, and it seems like there'll be a select few of you that will probably not buy into that and will remain single while all this goes on, because you don't want to be making a decision, and the only decision you can make is a sort of a fairly kind of immature one, which is the Page of Cups, which is not, you know, a Knight of Cups or a King of Cups. It's a very small offer, and maybe an offer that you decide that you don't want to accept. This is either someone offering it to you or you offering it to someone. Either way, there's a lot of confusion here, but someone is definitely trying to stay single while all this happens. And then we've got the Three of Swords on the base of the deck here, which is about loss. So it's almost like someone doesn't want to, someone may disconnect from a long-term relationship and then choose to remain single because it hasn't, the cycle hasn't been closed out, and they want to offer something but it's not quite realized yet. Yeah, we've got the 8 of Swords. So again, it's that mental kind of confusion, mental worry, mental anguish. It's kind of overthinking how to do things. It's over worrying, over analysing a situation, going over things again and again and again. Again, with that kind of energy I mentioned right at the beginning, where there's an indecision. This is right at the heart of February here, where... Hello. Okay, so I don't know why that was doing that. Yeah, so there's an indecision here. You can be free, make a courageous choice to change your situation, not seeing things clearly. So again, it's like this energy of someone doesn't want to decide, and so they're choosing to remain disconnected from everything and not making a decision from where I'm looking. Okay. And we've got the Ace of Gabriel, the Ace of Wands in reverse. So again, the Ace of Wands is usually about that forward movement, making that choice to sort of move forward. But with it being in reverse, this is a deliberate non-action. This is like, I don't want to start a new cycle. I'm just going to remain totally in the same position and hope my situation changes, because whoever this is, if this is you or the counterpart, maybe you're cross-watching for a Libra, someone cannot make a decision here. And this is the thing, this is karmic. There's probably been a past life with you and another person, and maybe a collection of 3 people in total, or maybe more, where this has happened before and no one has made a decision. And so Spirit have gone, right, well, you didn't decide, so we're just going to rip the rug from underneath you. Then you're going to have to decide. But don't forget, this came at the beginning. So there's definitely a rug being pulled out from underneath this person or your feet at the beginning, and then a reassessment, and then a need to make a decision, which is exactly what I said at the beginning. Yeah, look, the Fool in reverse, exactly the same thing as the Ace of Wands. The Fool is the first of the major arcana cycle, which is the brand new cycle, taking that leap of faith, Aries energy, brand new fresh starts, you know, sort of stepping into the unknown, having a brand new beginning. It's upright, it's the other way. Someone doesn't want to do something new or fresh. Someone wants to just sit and hope that the decision doesn't have to be made, and that they can just sit and pause life, and that someone else's external environment will make the decision for them. And Spirit is saying that's not how it works. You've now got 2 very kind of stagnant energies here, where people are not deciding. People don't want to make a decision. People don't want to decide or make a very clear-cut decision because they feel like they're scared. If it could be you or the other person, whoever the Libra is. Again, if it doesn't resonate with you as a Libra, but everything else resonates, then it's the other person. Eight of Pentacles. Okay, this is about putting the work in, all right? Take great pride in your excellent work. Practice make perfect. Consider getting additional educational training. Ask for help. If this is you and you cannot decide what you need to do, go and get some help. Now, I'm not talking about Bob up the road who hasn't got any life awareness or skills or anything, is crap at advice, who, you know, has got no kind of history in sort of dealing with long-term relationships. I'm talking about go to someone that you trust, that you know offers good advice, sound advice, and don't get me wrong. See, this is the thing, you don't want to kind of project that too much onto the other person, you not to make a decision, because if you're not used to making a decision, this is usually where the energy sort of requires you to start making a decision. But if you really need a second opinion, just go to someone you trust. Don't go to your mates that none of them, they're all, you know, they're all single, they all don't like your other half, because you're going to get like, I'll be honest with you, that can be the worst situation in the world when you go to someone for advice and they give you you can tell they're projecting from their own life, you know. And then they've given you advice, and you're just sat there thinking, that's exactly what you're going through. So you've just told me your own advice that you should be listening to, but you're not even listening to your own advice. So just be very careful who you're sharing this information with. Just go to people you trust if you do need insight, and or, you know, friends, people that you trust to sort of talk it through with. But I wouldn't be sat there letting people make a decision and then you just going along with it. I would say that you probably have to rethink this yourself, and as a last backup kind of option, then to kind of seek advice out. Personally, I'd be meditating on it. That's what I'd be doing. I would literally take a couple of days out, maximum a week, and meditate on the answer. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be meditating on it. It's interesting. The guides are saying, what do you have to show for this? So if you're having to make a tricky decision, look at both parties or all sides and see what would you tangibly see from each person. Because it's like they're talking about potential results versus actual results. It's no good someone promising to keep doing certain things and then they never deliver. What is the tangible results if you were to make these decisions? Yeah, 3 of Cups, third party, and or friends. So that again, it suggests potentially speaking to friends about this. And then we've got the 6 of Pentacles, so equal give and take. All right. Maybe weigh up a pros and a cons list as well. If you're really trying to make a decision, if you're watching this and you're in this situation, you're like, I can't make a decision. I'd be also looking at pros and cons. Pro of each person, con, and then whichever outweighs. Now that's usually on paper what is the more logical. Okay, again, personally for me, I'd be meditating on it. I'd be meditating. What is the outcome? If I choose this option, what's the likely outcome? If I choose that option, what's the likely outcome? Yeah, it's karmic. This is like massive karmic cycle. Yeah, it's a lesson. Divine guidance, it's a lesson. Hierophant. This is designed to make you learn, because I feel like whatever this is, yeah, Queen of Swords, cutting to the truth. Whatever this is, it's a long time coming and you are rubbish at making decisions. I'm just going to be real with you, because it's to try and close out this cycle of indecision, because it's crippling you, whatever this is. And it's blocking you to kind of make a decision, it feels like, or to move forward in your life. Right. Any last words for this deck, or should we go on to outcomes? Yeah, it's like we've got the Page of Wands and the 5 of Cups. So it's like, don't make an offer just for the sake of something that you know is going to be disappointing. You know, take the time out. Don't be giving half-hearted offers because you think that should be what should be the right thing to do. Choose what is right for you, not what you think on paper is the right thing to do, or morally, or, you know, remove everyone else from the circumstances and look at you and how it benefits you. Okay, let's have a look at outcomes here. Let's look at outcomes. Okay, let's have a look. Libra, what is the outcome? What is the outcome for Libra, please, for February 2020? Outcome for Libra, please. What is the outcome? Libra. What is the outcome for Libra? We've got Kali, so we've got endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter, okay? So again, it's kind of clarifying. You must release something in order to allow the new to come in. Bold. Unleash your adventurous side. Take risks and be daring. Okay. Let's go with the Archangel. Libra outcome. Libra, February 2020. Libra outcome. I want to go with the Earth deck as well. Pull a card from there. Libra. Crystal clear intentions. Be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. That's Archangel Michael. Call upon Archangel Michael to help you with that. Sword of Truth. Obviously you can cut cords. Ask Archangel Michael to cut anything that doesn't serve you. Cords, ties and attachments. That might help for you to kind of transition through that energy, that devil energy, so that you are more clear about what you feel, what you want. And final cards now from Earth Magic deck, Stephen D. Farmer for Libra, February 2020. Libra, please. Libra. Outcome, please, for Libra, February 2020. Forest, breathe. Okay, get out, try and get some space, connect to nature, take a walk, ground yourself in nature. Especially your air, and obviously we're in Aquarius, which is another air sign. Whole lot of things going on in the ether here, so let's get a grounded view so we can see what's going on. Obviously I'm a Taurus, so I'll usually I'm the grounded one. Childhood innocence. Okay, so it could be a long-term connection that is really hard to break out of or break free of. Maybe it's a sort of an old childhood friend that this is connected to, and it's very difficult to break out of that routine. It also talks about reconnecting to your inner child and finding the joy in the small things. Outcome, please, Spirit, for, yeah, they're asking you to ground. Make sure you're grounding. It's really important because it's going to really help you make your right decision, okay, guys? So that was your reading for the month of February 2020 for Libra. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. All your likes, shares and subscriptions, it means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Massively appreciated. So for the next reading, we're going to be doing Scorpio for February 2020. And yeah, take good care. Have a lovely month. Wishing you all the very best. Bye-bye.